What's going on? Welcome to Mel's Block. Listen, today I just want to share real quick, man, just a brief testimony about a time in my life where I was just getting out of prison. And man, I was trying to walk with the Lord. Throughout my time of incarceration, I got real close with the Lord. I was reading my Bible. My parents had sent me a Bible. In fact, I still have it. It's one of my first Bibles. It was a New Living Translation Bible. I keep this book. I love this Bible. It got me through some very rough times, and it was through reading that Bible that I developed a relationship with God. But when I came home, man, I was really sincerely trying to walk with God, and I can only imagine that there's some folks out there that can relate, right, to really sincerely in your heart wanting to develop, wanting to have a right relationship with God, and trying everything in your strength to maintain that walk. For me, prior to going into prison, the people that I had relationships with, the people that I did life with, weren't good people, right? There were drug dealers, there were thieves, they were robbers, they weren't good people. And there's that old saying people say, right, change your environment, change the people you hang out with. Well, for me, I was alone because those were the only people that I really, really did life with. When I started running the streets, my relationship with normal people kind of faded, and I didn't have those relationships anymore, right? And so I was basically alone. And for those that can relate, when you're alone, you get lonely. You start, going through things in your head, playing things out in your head. And let me tell you something. Satan is not a fool. He's not a clown. He's not an idiot. He's none of those things. He sees these transitions that we go through in life. And when he sees a door that he can walk through, he walks through those doors. And I remember a time, because when I came home, I was staying with my parents. And I remember a time, and it was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was working, and I was doing good. My parents were proud of me. I was, on the right track, so to speak. And 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, my cell phone rings. I don't pick it up. Rings again. I don't pick it up. Finally rings again, and it wakes me up, and I get up. My parents hear the phone ringing too. I answer the phone, and it's this guy that I was, used to run the streets with, do a lot of dirt with, hey, Mel, what's up? All these things. And, let's meet up. Let's get together. And it's one of those things where I had at that point an opportunity to, say, no, I'm not going that direction, or I'll meet you. And I went and I met him. And, from that point on, this was another downward trajectory in my life. Right. And the point of the story is I was reading in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, and I came across this verse that just really struck me and brought back these memories to me. And I wanted to share it with you guys. It's Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 18. It says, beware. That means be watchful in the New Testament. Be on alert in the New Testament, right? That there is not among you any man or woman or family or tribe, that's the whole gambit, whose heart turns away, even today, from the Lord our God, to go and serve the gods of those nations. That there is not among you a root bearing poisonous fruit and wormwood. What's all that mean? Basically, what God is saying to the people of Israel is, watch who you allow in your circle. Watch who you do life with. Watch who you call friends, right? He talked about everybody, man, women, family, or tribe. Watch who you have relationships with, the men you date, the women you date. Watch the family members, even the family members that you allow yourselves to get close to. And any tribe, anybody whose heart does not belong to God, because what happens is they can pull you away from that relationship that you're trying to build with God. He gives us 2 examples here. He says that there is not among you a root bearing poisonous fruit and wormwood. What that is a root that stirs up rebellion in your heart from God. Something that causes you to turn away from the God that you know saved your life, to turn away from the God that you know strengthened you and helped you to survive the different things that you went through. But they've stirred up this desire, this feeling of rebellion. And he says it's a poisonous fruit. Poison can only lead to one thing. Poison leads to death. And that's what these people sow in our lives. They sow death because they sow discord and rebellion from God. And anything that separates you from God is death. And so, listen, I encourage you, watch who you allow in your life. If you're trying, you're striving, really pushing, because I know I was, to grow in your relationship with God, the enemy will pull all things out of the basket to pull you back into the dirt. Beware, be alert, be watchful of the people you date, of family members even. That's why Jesus says, if you love mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, more than you love me, you're not worthy to be my disciple. Your relationship with Jesus has to be worth more than your relationship that you have with family members. And then he says, even the tribes, right? These are all the other people that you come in contact with. Be careful who you allow in your circle, because if their heart does not belong to God, then their mouth and their desire is to pull you away from God and to pull you into the idols and the things of this world. So be alert, be watchful, examine the people that you allow into your circle. Don't fall into the same trap that I fell into. I'm praying for you. Please pray for me. And as always, if this is your first time checking out Mel's Block, do me a favor. If this video touched you, if it helped you, share it with somebody else that you think may be blessed by it, and then hit that subscribe button. And I check you guys next time.